That's my
What's that?
I'm trying to see what that is. That's my only sentence of text. Hello. Oh, too many things. We have a Zoom call here in a couple minutes, and then after that we're going to Jimmy's house for dinner. So we got lots to do. So no blabbermouthing.
No blabbermouthing.
Stay quiet. Don't talk too much.
She's the one that talks too much.
Not me. But today is Wednesday, November 17th. And today is usually Ask Us Anything, but we only got one Ask Us Anything question this week.
One question, just to be easy.
So, but we'll make it, we're not going to have a long video because, like I said, we got a Zoom coming up here. But the question is from, I can't read it because it's too dark. Macbeth 54 Hooker. The question is from a movie set in the late 1800s when there was a mob justice going around and stoning people. And the question is, if you were caught doing something illegal back in those days and a mob started chasing to kill you and you were running away from them holding your 1-year-old child and you came to a cliff with a long drop, would you, 1, jump with your child, or 2, jump by yourself and leave your child behind knowing that they will either be killed or harmed the people will either kill or harm your child? Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Because part of me would want to leave my child behind, hoping that they would take mercy on them because it was a child. But then that'd be a hell of a life for
I
a
would
child.
say I'd add a twist to it.
Oh my gosh.
I would jump off the cliff with my child, but I would make sure, not knowing that it was 100% going to be fine, but I would land first and kind of like throw my kid up into the air.
No, I don't think that'd work because that's kind of like when they say if an elevator's crashing down, if you jump at the last second, that you won't get the full impact.
I'm not saying it's going to work, but I mean, at least if I throw it up, the kid has a shot, and if not, at least the kid lands on me. You know what I mean?
I guess. Well, I think there's
I
always...
definitely wouldn't leave him for the mob.
No, I wouldn't leave him for the mob, especially if I thought they were going to kill him. But if I thought, I don't know. No. I think I would jump with my kid. I think I would jump with my kid. Now, if it was Jimmy at 7 or 8,
there you go. And then you'd probably look back up, look down from heaven, and be like, "How did they not kill him?" And I'm just like running across the table, going, "Ah!"
Or they might have him for like 3 minutes and say, "Oh."
Exactly.
No, I joke with Jimmy. He knows that. But so anyway, that's our only question. But
that was an easy one.
Jimmy's soaking wet.
Soaking wet, cold, tired. But hey, I got a haircut. Look at that.
Ooh, very good. Fighting with his son all day.
What's that?
Fighting with David all day.
I wasn't fighting with him.
Arguing.
David was miserable because David is at the age where he hasn't learned to listen to advice.
Yeah, he's only 20.
He's like 20. So I tell him, like, I'm not kidding. Here we go. Okay, now I have a Carhartt rain, whatever, repellent thermal jacket that I have over this and this.
Well, David does too.
Wait a minute. And a long sleeve t-shirt, my thermal underwear, and another t-shirt. Okay? And then I have...
David probably got a t-shirt on.
And I have a fleece hat with this hood and the other hood up. I have waterproof gloves that are fleece lined with the rubber grip. And then my boots with 2 pair of socks. David shows up with a t-shirt, a raincoat, a regular coat, and some like cloth gloves. And I'm like, the first thing I said, I'm like, you are going to be miserable today. No, I'll be fine. So we're at the end of the day, and I'm cold, but I'm not like freezing. You know, It's just like a little chill from being wet. And you look at him, and he's soaking wet. He's miserable. He's about to murder the world. I looked, I go, all right, David, let's just roll everything up. We'll just go. Thank you.
And the thing is that last year when he got was it last year or the year before? The month that he started construction, he started in June. Yeah. His first winter of construction, your dad and I got him a Carhartt coat. Not for a present, not a Christmas present. We just gave him because we knew he was going to need it.
And what did he do? The first cold day he showed up, and he was on my job, and everyone was like, "Man, you are ruthless," because I was trying to teach him a lesson. I told him, I go, "Hey, dress warm. Tomorrow you're going to be on the roof doing panels." All right. He showed up in a t-shirt and a sweatshirt, and I go, "You know you're going on the roof today?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." By 8 o'clock, he was almost purple, and he's like, "I got to come down." I go, "If you come down, you go home. That's just the way it is." The next day, he showed up with that car jacket and bibs.
Tough love. You learned that from his mom. Tough love.
Yep. I'm like, no, and they're like, "Dude, you could let your kid come in for one day." I go, "I told him yesterday, dress warm. It's not my problem."
You gotta learn. You gotta learn. I was when he always would go to Payless shoe store and buy like his boots, and I said,
Yep.
David, for as much as you're paying for those boots, go to the Red Wing store. I don't know if they're all around, but I think it's
There's
a national
a lot of
brand.
them. Yeah, there's a lot of
It's a really good work boot. It's an expensive work boot.
Oh yeah, I think mine were like $350.
Yeah,
But I've had them for 5 years.
Yeah, they're an expensive work boot, but they're very, and so I finally convinced him, and he says, well, I wouldn't know, and I said, I'll meet you at the Red Wing store when you get off of work. Call me when you're leaving work, and I'll leave at the same time. So we get there, and he's looking at them, and he's looking at the prices, and I go, David, think of it this way. How many boots have you bought since you started? And he says, well, I probably bought about 5. And I go, and how much did you pay for each one? He says, about $50. Okay, you spent $250 in the last 3 or 4 months for boots. So he put them on, he walked in the showroom, and he goes, I feel like I'm walking on air. These are really nice. Now that's all he wears is the Red Wings.
Yep.
Because he's had to replace the one, because he's really hard on his... Because Jimmy walks on his tiptoes.
I do.
We all make fun of him the way he walks.
I do. I bounce.
He's got a bounce to his step. But David kind of drags that one foot when he walks. He kind of drags. And so the steel toe kind of
Well, he kept saying, my feet are cold, my feet are cold. And then finally I realized the other day, he's like, my feet are cold. I'm like, how are your feet cold?
Yeah, they should be cold.
Inside. And he's like, well, and I happened to look down and he had a rip in his boot. And I go, are those steel toe boots? He goes, yeah. And I go, that's why your feet are cold, because the metal gets cold, and then your toes get cold. He goes, you don't have steel toe? And I go, hell no. I go, I haven't had steel toes ever. And he goes, well, what if something falls on your foot? And I go, don't drop anything on your foot. You don't have to worry about it.
Such great sage advice.
It was. And he's like, well, you've never dropped anything on your foot? I go, yes, I've dropped something on my foot. Twice in probably 30 years. When something's coming towards your foot, you know to move it.
Well, I'm surprised they don't tell you have to wear a steel toe, because when I worked at Montgomery Ward's in the VCB department, which is the vendor chargeback department, which is on the dock, we were required to have steel toe boots. And so I had to buy, those are heavy suckers.
Oh yeah, they're not light, they're
not light. Well, they weren't uncomfortable, but I mean, it was like you really felt every step.
Yeah.
But I never had anything drop on my foot.
Well, no,
but it was nice because,
well,
you knew to move your foot. But it's like sturdy enough that sometimes if I had to move something really heavy, I could use my foot as a brace to hold it in place.
Right.
Well, I got a better grip in that.
Yep.
I don't think you ever worked on the dock. I know Danny did. You just worked in the...
I worked in paint.
Paint, yes. Along with your dad worked in paint too.
He did. Not at the same time.
Not at the same time, no.
Years apart.
Years and years apart, yes. Like when they were going slowly out of business, we could see it. The people that worked there, they would say,
"Yeah,
hey, 6 months, we're done." You could see by the crap that they were bringing in that it was just, and then especially that is a stale pretzel. I heard that one. I think it's the jar that I'm using.
It could be.
Was the other one stale too? It might
be. Yeah. That's a stale pretzel.
Yeah, we're still using the fancy stand. Fancy. So let them know. We haven't done a video yet, but Jimmy's been filming. Not 100%, but he's been filming. And I don't drive that far. It's not that it's far. It's only, 18 miles, I think, from here to there.
It takes me 15 minutes to get there.
Yeah, but that's like...
25 for her.
Yeah, and then it's like on the expressway, and I don't like driving on the expressway.
There's nobody on the freeway going
I know, but that's why I don't like it, because if I broke down...
You'd call me, and I'd be there in 8 minutes.
No, some serial killer would see me on the side of the road.
Yeah, that's it.
And then they'd pick me up, and then maybe by the next exit, they'd get tired of me and kick me out. That's my hope.
And you'd have an angry mob chasing you over a cliff.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let them know about your progress so far, how much you've got done. We're going to do a video soon.
I do have a video. Today, we actually got all the walls straightened. All the walls are up. But you have to straighten the walls before you put the trusses up, so everything works out. So we had one wall left to straighten. That's when David had his meltdown. So we have one wall left to straighten tomorrow, and then after that, my cousin came over the weekend, and we got the...
He's an electrician.
Electric meter put in on the side of the house. scheduled my gas to come in. So they're coming 2 weeks to run the gas line to the house. Tomorrow I got to call the inspector for the meter, and then as soon as he okays that, then I call DTE, and then they're like 4 or 5 weeks out. Then they bring electric, and I have electric in my house. I have the roofer scheduled for the 24th.
Ooh, the day before Thanksgiving.
The week of the 22nd,
Oh, okay.
somewhere in there, whenever it's good for him. Which,
I know.
whatever. As long as there's a roof on it, I don't care.
Yeah.
And then I just scheduled he called me on a Sunday, the heat guy.
He's
But,
anxious to get started.
Apparently, he's like, how's it going? And I'm like, well, I think I told everyone the saga about the windows not being...
I don't think you did.
My windows were supposed to be in last week, and I got a call 3 weeks ago saying, well, there's a shortage on some of the product that we need to build your windows, so it's going to be like January 30th. And I went, I'll be in tomorrow to get my money back. Then, of course, they called the next day and went, how's December 10th? And I'm like, if I get a call December 10th saying it's going to be January 30th, I'm going to still come and get my money.
Yeah, but then you're going to put yourself way behind.
True. But that's what I was talking to the heat guy about. I'm like, do I have to have windows for you to come in? He's like, as long as you have plastic over the windows.
Oh,
He
okay.
goes, I'm not worried about it.
Well, I know Christy got new windows, and they were supposed to put them in September 3rd, and then they didn't get them until October 15th, I think it was,
Right.
because of the shortage
Yeah.
of things. But
So actually, if you think about it,
he's hoping March.
no, like I was telling Samantha yesterday, if you go by this schedule, I'm thinking by Christmas, I can be drywalling,
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
which means I have January, February, March
Yeah.
to do floors, cabinets.
Yeah, but I thought your
And
cabinets
trim.
weren't in.
They're not in, but I still have a ways before I need cabinets.
Well, I mean, have you picked them out?
Well, of course not.
No.
That's
That's
all
what I'm
Samantha.
saying. That's what I'm saying. That you got to start picking your cabinets.
Well, we had to wait till I was done here because it's not like exactly I have the time to, by the time I'm done, we're not going cabinet shopping. So getting the
Lazy.
house built is
Well,
a little...
it's darker an hour earlier now. We're
Yeah, but
even more
everything,
than
and it's so stupid. Everything closes at 5. Unless
they
you
can't
want to
get
go to
help.
Home Depot or Menards.
because they can't get help. That's why.
No, we did it before that too. I never got every cabinet shop. It's like you're a cabinet shop and you're not open on Saturdays, but you close at 5. You realize people work, right? It's like,
But then you realize they must be making enough money that they don't have to worry about
I
staying
understand
home,
that, but it's still.
that they've got it all set. But
But hopefully March. And then I told me and Samantha were joking around yesterday, and I forgot how I said it. She goes, "Oh, he's getting." Like, we were talking with friends, and he goes, "Oh, he's doing good. He's getting all this stuff done. Everything's going to be perfect, and blah blah blah." And I go, "You know what? The minute I get C of O, which is like the certificate of occupancy, and then we can live there." I go, "I'm laying in bed, and the first thing you ask me, hey Jim, can you no?" No, I'm just telling you right now, it is no for at least a month. I'm not doing crap.
so when are you digging out your pond?
He said this year, so
Oh, okay.
we'll find out.
Can I go swimming in it?
You can swim in it all you want.
You gonna put fish in it?
We are putting fish in it. We're putting koi.
We like that commercial. I forget what he said. Well, oh, you know what kind of fish that? No, I did. How did he say that? What kind of fish are those? No,
I forgot how it went. But we are seriously putting koi in it.
we do like that commercial though. But my favorite commercials are don't become your parents.
Yes.
those are my favorites.
My favorite one is, what was the one?
No, I like when they're going to the airport.
Today we're going to learn how to open up a PDF. And
Oh yeah.
That's me.
Calm down.
Ooh.
No, my favorite is when we're gonna check our e-tickets, and then they're all looking through their paperwork and that. Or no, that wasn't it. There's something about it. We're off to a bad start because they were gonna go to the airport or something, and it was like the old way of like checking in and stuff.
Yeah, no, my favorite is no bussin', no mussin'. And he grabs a sign and just throws it in the basket.
Do you really need another sign?
Yes, exactly. Or the cell phone.
I don't think I've seen that one.
They have the cell phone on speaker. They're walking around the store. He says, "See this cell phone on speaker?
Oh.
Is this allowed?"
Oh, I don't know. I like when they said they don't need to hear from you. Like when he says, the guy in the delicatessen is doing a good job. They don't need to know.
Yeah. Or what was it?
We'll go on and on about
the
it.
girl with the blue hair that walks by.
We all see it.
We all see it. And the guy's like, "Did you see that?"
Oh well. On that note, we're going to end because we got to get.
We gotta go eat.
We got that Zoom call coming up. So.
Well, I'm more worried about eating. I'm hungry.
All right. So if you're new to our channel,
Like,
comment,
subscribe,
and share. And if you have any questions, next week we'll do an Ask Us Anything. But this was kind of nice just to have a Wednesday with Jimmy.
Perfect.
Okay.